part 2 of keeping track of the pentatonic. Now, some guitarists, again, I mentioned Gary Moore a lot, and also Bonamassa, for example, but Gary Moore specifically has got a really nice control of major blues scales, minor blues scales, diatonic scales. And one good example of diatonic scale that he uses is Parisian Walkways, the one that goes. For example. Now, if you take that to a strictly diatonic scale, it would sound like this without the bends. And again, that doesn't make sense, because if we've been working in pentatonics, we want to know, where does he find this note? Where does he find that note? And that's the purpose of these two videos we've been working with. So again, we're going to focus down to fret number 5, and we're going to pick up on page number 2 of keeping track of the pentatonic. Now, the first scale that we're going to do over here now is the A natural minor. And again, that consistent minor pentatonic shape in blue is there again. It's important that we realize that this is the backbone to all our scales. We need to know that scale, but I'm sure you do by now. We're now going to go to the A natural minor, which is diatonic, and diatonic means it's got 7 notes per octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octave. From the octave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octave. Pentatonic, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, octave. So collectively, any scale with 5 notes per octave is called pentatonic. Penta means 5. Tonic means octave, or the root note, the note you started on. Root, tonic, or tonic, octave. Okay, the same note, just different pitches, different octaves. And diatonic means 7 notes before you get to the tonic to the octave. Okay, enough theory, let's play the scale. It's going to start at fret 5, because everything we're using is going to compare from fret 5. Here we go. Make sure you're using the same fingers that I'm using over here. Notice the pinky's working. Watch the hand move back. Pinky comes into play. Bring the first forward again to take care of that 4th fret. Otherwise, you're going to be 1 finger short, because basically fret 5, fret 6, fret 7, pinky takes care of fret 8. So we have to move when we get to that 4th fret on the 3rd string. Okay. Now, once more, as we said, the blue notes are your pentatonic, and the red notes is what separates our pentatonic from the A natural minor scale. Now, under goals, you can also see that it's called the Aeolian mode. So the Aeolian mode and the natural minor are exactly the same thing. Okay, same scale, different name. And we get different types of minor scales as well. We get a melodic minor and a harmonic minor. We'll get to that shortly. We're looking at the natural minor. And again, say the notes out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And play it back as well. There's the movement as we go through the scale. Also very important, especially for all your scales, is to make sure you're alternating your strokes. So we didn't mention this in the first video, but there's my pick. Notice that I'm picking up and down the whole way through. So there's a consistent down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up the whole way through. So you're creating a rhythm in your picking hand. Okay. There is a thing called economy picking as well, where you do a combination of down, up, down, down, for example. For these exercises, don't do that, please. I'm not going to explain in depth why not. Just trust me, for these exercises, use alternative strokes. They're really going to help you in the future. Now, again, we've got that exercise underneath each scale type. So you're going to go. Up and coming down, and that's basically, if you had worked through all of them from the previous part 1, you should actually have this concept under control by now, And again, there's a completeness at the end, that's just to save space. Okay, if you're not sure of the pattern, you can't find the pattern, let me know. If you started on this video first for some reason, the concept of the pattern is triplet, 1, 2, 3, and the next triplet starts on the second note of this one. So here's the first one, there's the second note. On the second triplet I just played, here's its second note. So every time I play a triplet, I start the triplet on the previous triplet's second note. Okay, enough of that, let's go to the next exercise now, or to the next scale rather would be the correct term. We're looking at the A harmonic minor. Now this is what Santana used when he did the smooth track. So when he was doing smooth, which happens to be in the key of A minor, he starts it like this, fret number 12, playing it slow, so if you want to copy it you can. And there is the note we spoke about in the first video. There's that note again. And this note is G sharp. And if you look under goals, point number 3, it says, know the notes are A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp. And if you want to validate it, let's play through the scale, get the guitar nice into view, and here we go, watch this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp. And it gives almost... There's a very nice sound to that. It's almost like in sort of a Eastern sort of flavor, some of my students said. But it sounds very cool. And especially quite cool if you take all the semitones, in other words, put a bit of overdrive on, and you can get quite a nice sort of a interesting metal type of phrase almost. Check this out. Sounds quite cool, and all we're doing this slow motion is triplets, or sorry, trills, sorry, very fast ones, and then going through. Next one. And one more time up close. Sounds quite cool. But enough of that, let's get back to the scale. You'll notice now one of the blue notes have gone. More specifically, if you play pentatonic, that note is now a hollow circle if you look at your diagram. And after that is our G sharp. Now what sounds pretty cool is if you want to get more of a bluesy sound, because you will agree that this scale isn't really it's not a blues sound at all. It sounds more sort of oriental, like we said, slightly Eastern, abstract, Spanish, whatever you want to call it. But it's definitely not blues. But if we take the scale and you take this note and drop it into the minor blues, for example, check this out. And what I've done there, I've taken the minor blues and I've added this note to it. One more time, slow motion. Minor blues, harmonic minor note, minor blues, harmonic minor note, or I could have also gone, depending which place I wanted, G sharp there, or G sharp there, and in. So it's a very nice note to add 2 other notes to. And that works quite nice for blues. And there was the major third, harmonic minor, minor blues, all put together. Works quite cool. Okay, and again you've got the same triplet exercise with that note coming inside there. And again, I'm repeating this a lot, like I said, because you must know this. Call out the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A, B, C, D, and so on. Okay, now the last scale is the weird one, the A melodic minor, and next to it, it's the only scale that says there, ascending only. So it ascends slow motion like this, I'm going to add those two notes because they're still in the key. But when it descends, it descends like the natural minor. So this scale is quite unique. When you go up in pitch, it has the F sharp, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. But when it comes down, normal G, normal F, normal G, normal F. So it's quite an interesting scale because it actually offers us two different patterns when ascending or descending. So it's not an easy scale to use when you're improvising, because in principle you'd have to ascend like a melodic and descend like a natural. Okay. And again, if you look at the notes, you can see the A, B, C, D, E, F sharp that we called out, G sharp. So everything is there, the exercises are there. Now on the melodic minor, personally, I don't normally improvise with it that much, but I like borrowing that F sharp. So we'll take my pentatonic for example again, A minor pentatonic, a little bit of overdrive on. And I like adding the little F sharp into it. So there I'm putting the minor blues. And it gives a very cool sound when you sort of go to that F sharp over there, which you can then duplicate to the C sharp from the major blues. So what I'm trying to convey here is combine your scales. Don't think that you have to play only the harmonic minor or only the minor blues or only this or only that. Combine them. Minor blues, very nice tone there with that F sharp over there, into a natural minor, capitalizing that F sharp into natural minor, and then I'm putting an F inside there. So I'm putting the F sharp here and the F. There's my F sharp, there's my F. And in context, it sounded quite cool. It's got a nice tone there. Again, F sharp. So play with the scales. That's very important. That's your goal here. I want you to experiment. I want you to try things. But most important, I want you to realize that this scale, which you should have done right from the beginning. And what's that note? You're going to tell me that note. That note's name is here, and you're telling me G, hopefully. Okay. Why? Because you've called up the notes as you went through the scales. You must know the names of the notes. That scale I just played is a backbone, foundation, and all the red notes that you've worked through with the other 5 scale shapes fall into this particular pattern to create different scale types, like the minor blues, major blues, harmonic minor, melodic minor, natural minor. But they all have that scale as your reference point. Are you cool with that? Any questions, let me know. I hope this really helps. I hope it makes your improvising and your creative soloing a lot more interesting, knowing where the other notes come from. So if you're listening to your favorite guitar player, wherever you might be, and you think, well, that note's not from the pentatonic, find out where it came from. Is it minor blues, natural minor, whatever, and then know what your favorite guitarist did so you're able to copy his concept. That's what we're trying to learn every year as well. Any questions, drop me a WhatsApp. Happy to hear from you. And otherwise, have an awesome day and play loud.